my sister from another mister. Let's have some fun, yeah?
Okay.
Here comes the party!
Who are you all? The cleanup crew? Yeah.
Reach, my man! Revive me, Jett! Revive me, Jett!
No!
Welcome to my Twitch, Shannon Williams, the voice of Jett in Valorant. This is so exciting.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm more honored to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. You're frozen for me right now, but I'm just going to talk to a beautiful screen of you.
No,
I mean, I can hear you, but the image keeps coming and going, so we'll just deal with that.
All right, then.
Oh my goodness. Hi, you are so beautiful and talented.
No, thank you very much. So are you. You are absolutely so amazingly talented. I'm kind of nerding out right now because I used to play so much Overwatch.
Shut the front door.
I played so much Overwatch and I'm just kind of like, I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. I'm honored. I'm a terrible gamer, so I can't say the same about playing Jett. So you're in the future. It's your Wednesday, 9 a.m., right?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that a crazy thought? I'm going to end my day and go to bed in a couple hours and you're just getting going.
I'm a little time traveler.
So tell me more about you before we get into Jett. You've always been a voice actress, or you were a gamer who then auditioned for Valorant. Or you became a gamer after Jett happened? What's the order of things?
So I'm just gonna start with the basics. I am half Korean and half Welsh.
Okay, I can hear it.
Yeah. And I was born in London, raised in London. I moved over to Korea when I was about 11 to be part of the K-pop industry. So I'm actually a K-pop artist. And I've lived here for over 10 years now. I'm actually out of K-pop now, but I've been consistently going on with gaming was like a huge part of my life. It was a huge hobby since I was a kid. And I remember with Overwatch, we had so many sessions of all of our friends just lined up with all the PCs and just playing Overwatch consistently, and it was insane. At one point, after I had finished, I left the K-pop industry, I went back to London. That's when I actually had the audition for Jett.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a huge opportunity. Someone reached out to me and was like, do you want to audition? I was like, yeah, I'd be completely down. That's amazing. Of course, they didn't tell me anything about what it was. I only got the sides and the backstory of her. And the freakiest thing was my hair color and hairstyle was the exact same as how Jett was, which kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I actually wasn't supposed to get the part.
How do you know?
Because they told me that they actually thought my voice was a bit too high for her. And then they were like, oh, we can work on a different project at some point. 2 months later, they messaged me again. They're like, never mind, we want you to work on Jett. So it's pretty cool.
Oh my God. That's exciting. And did you play League of Legends before or any other Riot games?
I did play a little bit of League, but I think more than FPS, I was more of like a very story-based gamer. I am a sucker for Nintendo, I'm not gonna lie. I am obsessed with Legend of Zelda. And I think, of course, Overwatch was something one of my friends kind of forced me to play, and then I actually got so into it. So FPS it has a very special place in my heart now. I may not be very good at it, but I think it's just really fun, and it's so cool to remember that I used to geek out over all these new skins and like these new characters coming out in Overwatch, and actually being a part of that whole little legacy was so cool.
Who did you use to main in Overwatch?
So I actually, when Sombra dropped, I actually did play a little bit, but it was too hard for me because I don't have a lot of skill, unfortunately. So I actually played Mercy like a crazy person, because this is back when Lucio, Mercy, and Ana was the only 3 healers.
So we need to talk about Revive me, Jett! Revive me, Jett! Revive me, Jett!
No!
So that happens quite a bit, right? Revive me, Jett, and you're like, it's, I'm Sage, not Jett, not you, but her. That's apparently a recurring theme in your life, huh? Right now.
After this one video that dropped of this guy basically screaming into voice chat to Jett to revive him, now that's become something that follows me every time I go live, every time I'm playing. Because I main a healer. I don't play my own character. It's just too hard to play. So it's a win-win for everybody else in chat, honestly.
So you don't play your own character. I mean, it's like if I tried to play Sombra, she's just so impossible.
Yeah, she takes a lot of, both characters take a lot of skill, and I do not have that skill. So I tend to just kind of hang back and play a healer and make sure everyone doesn't die.
No, I was wondering what, if you chose like to play a game per week, or if you just switch depending on whatever you feel like waking up that morning and you do it. It's just fun.
I've been playing Alien Isolation because a lot of people like to watch me play horror for some reason. Other than that, yeah, I like to play like a variety of games, but usually Valorant is something that I actually do have fun playing. So yeah, it's just really back and forth, honestly. It's really fun. The original plan was to move to LA in 2021 January.
We expect you in LA very soon so we can hang out. You're moving so that you can pursue more voice acting, or what's the plan?
I think because voice acting as well is something that I've always, since I was young, when I play with my Game Boy Advance SP, that tiny little Game Boy, I used to always want to do voice acting, and I think the auditions that come in, I had to drop out a lot of them because I wasn't there in the country, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And music wise as well, I want to be able to do music that is, I think genre wise, musicality wise, creativeness, like I have a lot of opposites with K-pop, and I wanted to kind of break that. So yeah, I felt like it would be the step in the right direction to move over.
Absolutely, I second that motion, and we will be waiting for you with open arms here. Jett, my sister from another mister. Let's have some fun, yeah? Give me some Jett voice lines because I'm excited to hear you in action.
All right. I mean, what voice lines are we gonna pull up right now? What voice lines are we gonna do?
Whatever the chat wants to suggest, or something. Hopefully not memes and things that Jett doesn't say. We want to keep it in game. Here comes the party. So I just read stuff in the chat and I go, tell me, besides Jett, revive me.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Give me something you feel like you love hearing Jett say. I know you recorded it, so it's kind of weird to hear it sometimes, but.
So look, I have to say this, right? I remember, right? Do you allow swearing on your stream? Like small cuss words?
Yeah, I don't mind on the stream. Sometimes I don't usually say swear words in Sombra's voice or in Raze's voice, just because that's, not ideal, but you can do whatever you want. Yes.
I was just a little, I'm just gonna say this, I was a little bit salty, I'm not gonna lie, because when I recorded Jett's voice, there's a voice line that goes, there you are, you little shit, right? There's that voice line.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I added that line, that cursor at the end, they were like, great, if we can keep it, we can keep it, because I remember they actually made me say, there you are, little bitch, at first. And then they were like, that's a little bit too strong.
I think Zach said hi. I don't know if this is Zach Betka who's watching. He's our writer, our in-house writer. He sent a purple heart. If it's you, sending you love. Thank you for watching. He's been so amazing. But continue.
It's Zach. It is.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Lasagna in the house. Fire in the hole. I'm not sure, but anyway. So what are some other Jett voice lines that aren't swear words?
Who are you all? The cleanup crew?
Oh, that's so great. That's so great.
Or the whole like, I will make fun of their dumb faces, but they're us. We look stupid.
Oh my
Like,
God,
that's so cool.
I love it because it's they're very human, you know? And 'cause a lot of times in video games, we have to make these kind of grandiose lines, like an ultimate voice line, you know? But the ones where they're just kind of kicking it around, reach, my man, you know? And you gotta, I also love, oh yeah, Jett, I can't wait for you to run circles around him.
I know. I don't know if I have an actual line with Raze. Yeah, that kind of sucks because I should remember it. I don't remember it.
Dude, don't worry. We've recorded over 300 voice lines. It's hard to remember them, so I don't blame you. I don't think Jett says anything to Raze. It says Danny.
Right?
So yeah, maybe not yet. Zach, we need some voice lines from Jett to Raze.
Yes, Zach, come on.
So, question, do you still sing? And is it something that you want to continue doing in LA?
Yeah, definitely. I think once I move over, I am going to plan on probably working on something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe on an album, maybe. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, very excited to kind of have a lot more freedom with that.
Obliterated! Satchel out! I'm gonna throw these. If you guys keep just writing them in there, I might just be like, surrounded by mia familia. Is Shannon your real name? I know sometimes Koreans have an American name, or I guess for you it would be a Welsh name. I don't know.
Yeah, my name is Shannon Williams. Mike, I do have a Korean name that is actually my middle name, which is Arum, hence the Arumi Shannon.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why Arum. Yeah. So a lot of people like to pronounce it as Arumi, which is actually the wrong pronunciation. It's Arum, like the liquor rum.
Oh, cool. And then you don't say the E or the I.
You can say Arumi. It's like kind of like. Do you know any Japanese or do you watch anime at all?
I'm terrible. I know Ichi ni san chi go roku shichi achi kuyu. That's cool. Who voiced Reina? It's not me, guys. I know a lot of people think because of Sombra I voiced Reina, but she is Mexican, and I am going to get her on this stream soon. So don't you worry, darlings.
Hell yeah.
So I'm guessing you went to an international school growing up.
Yeah.
Or you were in Wales.
Mm-hmm. I lived in London, actually. So my father is just Welsh, that's all.
Okay.
In London, I went to a theatre school where we did learn some accents, but I only actually picked up the American accent properly when I came to Korea because I went to an international school here, and all the kids were speaking in American accent, so I picked it up pretty fast.
Oh, funny. We want Jett British accent. Those are the comments. But
that would be so old.
Your accent is pretty neutral as Jett. When you speak as Jett, what do you feel like you're turning on? Yeah.
Jett has a little bit of a Korean dialect. She has the use everything we have, we lose it anyway. Like there's some dialects that are very Korean, which is pretty cool. But I remember I didn't want it to be too overboard because then it wouldn't be as I guess badass as everyone wanted her to be. So I do turn on a little. It's like a very weird mix.
Do you have any Korean voice lines?
For the trailer with Phoenix and Jett when they're fighting, that's one of the Korean lines that I've ever done for Jett, and I'm pretty sure there might be more. Who knows? But there's one line where she goes 미안해서 어쩌나, which is the equivalent to saying kind of like, "Aw, sorry, pretty boy," like the equivalent to that.
Oh my gosh.
Which is pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
And I'll try to say it.
미안해서 어쩌나.
Beautiful. Yeah. And?
So it's me and then an an.
Okay, an.
해.
He?
He, like kind of like H-E-E-A. He.
Yeah.
He. So. S-O. So.
So?
미안해서. That's one word. 미안해서.
미안해서?
저.
What is that? 저?
Yeah, close to that. 저.
저?
And then na, like N-A.
Na.
That's the whole line.
Okay, now string them together.
미안해서 어쩌나.
미안해서 어쩌나.
That's actually really good.
Where did they get pretty boy from? Is that a thing that is said often in Korean?
No, I think 미안해서 어쩌나 is more of like a sarcastic. I'm just giving the equivalent translation, but it's very like kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, kind of feeling to it. Because she actually 미안해 means sorry in Korean, but she's kind of like, oh, like I feel so sorry for you, but it's not the actual same translation. So of course, when given to the comparison, that's what it is.
I wanted to know what a day in the life of Shannon Williams was like. When you don't stream, what else are you doing besides hanging out with your beautiful dogs?
I'm just either auditioning, recording for other stuff, or recording voice lines or doing some music. I'm actually getting ready to move over, so bringing 2 doggos with me on plane. There's a whole business as well. So
can you say Brimstonezinho? Oh yes. So I love this line of Raze. She goes, Brimstonezinho, you sure I can't listen to music? You're really turning me down here, man. Bringing me down here, she says.
How come your voice lines I think what's so cool about the contrast is your voice lines, Raze's voice lines are just so colorful and just so like out there, and then Jett is always so arrogant and so like self-centered, very like all right, you guys are just weighing me down at this point, is very much Jett's personality. And then Raze is kind of like, oh, we've got a whole team together, we're gonna do this, we're here because we're the best, is a voice line that I hear all the time. And it's so cool, and then it's like a huge contrast. Like any interactions I have with everybody is always like, yo, Brimstone, you know the drill, just show me where to go. Viper, be careful with that gas. Like a lot of that is very like aggressive, and it's so nice to see the contrast with that.
One of the things I talked about with Zach that he explained was that Raze is very, she likes to create community and kind of bring in everybody and say, hey guys, we're a family. That's why she says, minha familia. I'm surrounded by minha familia. I think that, every character does have very specific traits and that's what makes them or not a good team, and I think that, maybe Jett is a little more arrogant than Raze. I don't know. I think their backstories also say a lot of what they've gone through, and then therefore I'm creating family because I lost mine, or she is all heart in a very beautiful feminine way, but also badass in a very strong, I'm gonna explode you way. So I think that obviously I know Raze better than I know Jett, but I think that every character has to be very, very specifically written so that they do stand out with their own, in their light and with whatever makes them shine. Raze says, damn, Jett, you're kicking ass. Maybe like that.
You do say it.
I do remember too slow or bombody out. But I would love to hear some of yours, darling.
Come on, guys, take out their healer. It's super annoying to kill people twice. Like a lot of that is, everything about her is so aggressive, of like, use everything we have, we lose anyway. Or her slow feels are so annoying. Or guys, come on, the spike. And the spike's still in base. Nice.
And
like a lot of that.
Nice. What does it feel like for you to hear your voice in game as a real gamer? Because I'm like, I hear it and I'm weirded out, but I don't play often.
I remember the first couple times I played, I got very awkward with it because you know when like you hear your voice in a recording and it sounds so different, and it made me cringe all over. I was just kind of like, oh, is that what I sound like?
It's hard, but you get used to it, right? Or do you feel like you still cringe? Yeah,
I think there are definitely parts where I could tell that I was a bit more serious. For example, with the call outs, like the whole enemy spotted, multiple enemies spotted. That's a very lower range. And I can tell that it was very much a serious note compared to the whole, what's this? Get out of my way! Like all of that is very different.
Yeah.
Or like the whole like, I am the wind! Like all of that is very high range, but like I think all the high range notes, the voice tones I still cringe. I can't help it. I sound like a little child.
But no, but that's the thing. Like with our voices, it's sometimes easier to do higher pitch stuff. For me, the lower pitch stuff is easier. Jeff is asking, and so am I, Jeff B. What was it like for you to record the exertions and the dying and the
That was fun. That was the most fun I had. I think that might have been the fastest one that I did, if I remember correctly. That was the fastest record compared to the voice lines and all of that. The efforts were very they kind of like swipe by. I didn't realize
really?
they just swipe by.
Oh, not for me. Sometimes I'm
really?
suffering, like, depending on certain characters. Well, Raze wasn't bad, but there's other video games where I'm just killing my voice trying to get through them.
Yeah.
Could you try to say a Sombra voice line if I throw it at you?
With what? With how?
Well, I'll give you the line and you can try to imitate it like Sombra.
Oh no. Okay, let's see.
Okay, before the ultimate, I will give you mess with the best and die like the rest.
Oh no. Mess with the best and die like the rest.
I love it. And apagando las luces.
Oh my god, that is so hard. What? Teach me.
Apagando.
Apagando. I'm gonna sound so Korean. Apagando.
No, actually, I think Korean and Japanese help with the Spanish are sometimes.
Oh really?
Apagando las. Yeah.
Apagando las
luces.
Luces.
Yeah.
Apagando las luces. Apagando las
luces.
Apagando las luces. Apagando las luces.
Dude! High five! That was amazing! And then we also, thank you to Zach, we got somebody in Brazil to coach me through some things in Portuguese. I lived in Rio de Janeiro, that's a very American way to say Rio de Janeiro, for a while, where I learned Portuguese, and then I got to do theater there, and so I speak Portuguese. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit there, and so I feel very comfortable kind of doing the accent in English and then tweaking it, and then we worked on some stuff for when she says them in Portuguese, like minha familia, or I'm the pride of Bahia. Damn, you sound like Raze. Well, I am Raze. They're the gamer 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless you didn't know that, that would be funny. Imagine. I had a question for the chat, and it goes a little like, "Who said this wouldn't be fun? I'm having a blast." No, the real question is, what do we feel about these Lucio headphones, guys? They are ginormous. They are Razer. I'm moving in the opposite direction.
That's so
Hello,
cool.
Lucio. Yes, I am going to be doing giveaways with 2 of these headsets. In the future, we're gonna get the Twitch live streaming going, and then we'll be able to give some of these away. Not today, but stay tuned on my Insta or Twitter. I'll be obviously announcing that information so that nobody misses out. Don't mess with this, Bayana. Anyway, I just wanted to show you. Yeah, this is Raze has a lot of Lucio energy for sure. So Razor is very excited to sponsor the streams where I give these away, and the colors are very Brazilian though, so I feel like it goes. It really is awesome that Lucio has the crazy headset.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask you how you felt in terms of I asked you about your diva chair. That's not a diva chair, but as a Korean, how you feel like diva represents you guys, and I know she's quite loved there, and I know Shannon. I know Charlotte. I believe traveled there to the Overwatch headquarters and everything.
Honestly, it's really cool to see a character that is Korean as well, so very loved as well, outside of Korea as well.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. It does suck because a lot of Korean people don't really seem to like Jett. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is, which it was just so sad. It's so sad. But it's still nice to kind of have that whole spectrum of diva is this cute, cuddly, lovable character, and she's also badass, but Jett is just this whole thing of like, don't touch me, don't talk to me, let me do my thing, and then I'll worry about it later, kind of very, very split two personalities, and it's so cool that I was able to represent one of those. And
Jett might have an attitude, but I feel like in the chat everyone loves Jett, and it seems in gaming we want these like badass characters, even if they're a little bit arrogant or a little bit like attitudey. I don't know, I think that they're still lovable because like they get stuff done. I think Sombra's a little bit arrogant sometimes, and she definitely thinks she's the best in a lot of situations.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that's also why some people love these characters. What it was like working with Riot and how we got there, I'll quickly answer, and I'd like to hear your response as well. Riot's been great to work with. Our director and writer are fabulous, Dave and Zach. They were just incredible. They gave us so much space. Well, they gave me so much space to play with Raze, and it's just been a really lovely experience to get to collaborate with them, because it was a give and take, especially with Raze in terms of finding the right tone and for the three-dimensionality, so she's not just like screaming craziness. There's a lot of love. There was a lot of badassery. But in the US, and I don't know how it was for you, Shannon, for the audition, we have agents who get us auditions, and guys, I'm sending MP3 auditions every week. I send at least 10, depending on the day. Tomorrow there's 4 that are due. Sometimes there's none. But, and then like I've auditioned for League of Legends before. I've auditioned for a ton of video games that I didn't get to work on. I got to work on a bunch of random voices for the new Avengers game that just came out. You don't get to hear me as a specific character, but I got to do just a lot of the voices you hear while you're in game. So, that was a really cool thing to get to work on. But a lot of the stuff that we send MP3s for, we don't get chosen for. So, luckily Riot did like this audition that I sent for Raze.
So I have a British agency for now. But yeah, through the agency, I also have an American agency as well. But I've been sending in lots of auditions, same as you. Like there's a lot that I've auditioned for that I haven't been able to get into. Whether that be games, whether that be TV shows, Netflix shows, whatever it may be. There's been a lot that I haven't heard back from, and that's quite the norm.
We just gotta get used to throw them out there and not hear anything back, and then that's just
and then magically sometimes something will happen, but you just gotta keep going on, and with Jett though, Jett was I think the starting point of that all.
What was your first video game? This? No.
Valorant was my first video game.
Holy wow, that's amazing! Oh my god, congratulations! That must be amazing. I recorded very late in the game, and I knew I was the last character to be recorded. Do you remember how much before the beta testing happened that you booked and recorded?
Probably early, maybe pretty early. Phoenix had somewhat recorded, so Afolabi, I think, recorded some of his lines, and I think for me, I think I was right after, maybe, because he was also in London, I was in London, so they actually flew out back to London to record the lines. Yeah.
Triple baby! I'm thinking in Spanish. I was going to say rebobinar, which means to rewind. I'm also not being very coherent right now.
It's very good. I think it happens to the best of us who are bilingual. I think in Korean and I speak in English, or I do the other way around and I get confused. I do the same thing.
You know what's the funniest thing? I was thinking the other day, every time I want to say the word beets, you know, the vegetable, the red vegetable beet, for some odd reason, I forget the word in English. I forget it in Spanish, which both of those are my first languages. And I think of it in Portuguese. Beterraba. Why in God's name do I say? I don't know why, but like there's some words that just come to me in other languages first. So sometimes it sounds like we don't speak one language properly, but I think it is because we have a hodgepodge of things going on in our brains.
We do.
We have Valentino or Valentino asking if you think Riot based Jett's design on you or if they took some inspiration. What's your response to that?
Who knows? I'm not sure. I'd have to ask, but I know that when I talked to Zach, he did tell me, which made me feel really honored and grateful. But he was like saying, you know, how I kind of gave Jett that extra oomph that they were looking for, which was something that I really appreciated that. And I think apparently they were kind of lost with where to go with her. And when I went in for the audition and I had the exact same hairstyle, which is creepy. And I just wanted to be toxic. I just wanted to be arrogant because I saw her backstory. And I just felt like it is justified. Her backstory justifies why she is the way she is now. And I just wanted to kind of bring that to the table. And I think that Zach also was very like, this is great. This is what I didn't envision her to be this way, but it's great. It's the best thing that we could do with this character.
They've been working so hard on the design, on the skills, on the package, you know, that comes with this character, and then we add that kind of final layer that brings it all together. So it is a really beautiful collaboration, and I think that I feel like that was my experience with Raze too, that, you know, even though I wasn't born and raised in Brazil, I brought in something of the personality that they really, you know, like. To tie in with Kilo Wiba, your question, I speak Portuguese not perfectly. I like to say it's portunhol, but eu falo português brasileiro. And thank you for saying that I speak it very well. But there are a few things that are tells that I'm not, you know, super native. But I think that when we connect with the character and with languages, which we do, you know, that's definitely part of voice acting. They're asking what your Twitch channel is, and I would like them all to give you a follow.
Oh man, my Twitch channel is it's Arumi Shannon. So it's ARRUMIE and then Shannon, my whole name. I honestly just wanted to say thank you for having me here, for inviting me and taking the time to do this. I'm really grateful and I appreciate it very much. I had a lot of fun, even though the connection's really bad, but I just had a lot of fun with Jett. I know a lot of people don't really like Jett. It's very, very mixed. And
don't worry about the haters.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm just saying, you know, she would still kick your ass in whatever situation it is. She would still slap you across the face and win. So Jett is just something that I've been so grateful, so honored to be able to work with and to be able to work alongside, especially with the amazingly talented Carolina. I just think it is an absolute blessing.
Thank you so much, and I will leave you guys with time for the fireworks. Keep booming and booping, because that's what I feel like is the new thing that I like to encourage people to say. And I'll send you off with the boop.